Hi, I'm Kayla, and today I'm going to be exploring why old literature still resonates with people today. Okay, so firstly, we have timeless themes. Such as Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice and Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, a lot of classical literature provides timeless themes such as love, loss, hatred, betrayal, family, etc. All in all, even though it's historical and it's portrayed in a different way to what we would see it happening now, the themes are still the same at their heart and we can still resonate with it because of this. Second, we have historical context. Us as humans are naturally curious, so such as Moby Dick by Herman Melville and The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and even Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott in 1868. All of these books, fictional or not, even To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee from 1960, it gives us insight into how people used to live. It gives us insight into how history used to be and how people used to think. Again, even fictional things tell us what people were thinking about and what their version of a happy space or a sad space or whatever emotion they're trying to convey with the book was. It just really teaches us about our past as humans and what used to happen and how people worked. Next, we have shared experience. Now, a lot of people are probably wondering why I'm even talking about this, but it's important to me because it is a shared experience. People across generations have been reading these books, and they're famous for how famous they were when they originally came out. So if people didn't read the book when it originally came out, you're probably not going to find people reading it now. And even if that's not the case, and people didn't read the book when it came out and they're reading it now, it's still a shared experience because people started reading it many years ago because it's classic, and now we're reading it now. So I guess, even though this is unscripted and probably doesn't make much sense, and I'm probably repeating what I'm trying to say over and over again, it's essentially just classics are passed down from generation to generation and are things you can share the experience with your family, with your friends, with your grandparents, stuff like that. You can share it with older members of the community. You can talk about it with older members of the community because it's just something that resonates within generations or generations. So all of these points also make for it to be very good for inspiration for contemporary literature, and a lot of contemporary works are inspired by, like, Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale was inspired by George Orwell's 1984. I'm just saying, old literature inspires new literature. Like, in A Court of Thorn and Roses, you'll find inspiration from another book. I can't remember the name of the book, which really irritates me, but you get my point. Old literature and new literature are intertwined, and they provide the baseline of literature. Like, if we didn't have the originals, the classics, what we had then, we wouldn't have what we have now, which is why it's so important for readers and writers alike to learn about the classics, to enjoy the classics, and even if you don't, at least you try. Lastly, I just want to point out that it is fun. Some classic works, like, let's say, I found a lot of fun in Little Woman, and I found a lot of fun in The Raven and The Gold Bug and stuff like that. And Shakespeare, his work is fun for me to read too. I just enjoy it. So a lot of people find that it resonates with them because even if you write a book well, even many, many years in the future, it'll still be fun to read. Even if you don't resonate with the way things work, you'll resonate with the themes, you'll resonate with the enjoyment you get out of reading it. You'll resonate with the shared experience, the inspiration, learning about ourselves. You'll resonate with the historical context. And all in all these things that I've mentioned previously just make it fun, which is the most important thing. Then literature also helps us to learn about ourselves. Like, I learned something about myself when I was reading Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. I learned that I am a sucker for plot twists. I am an absolute sucker for them. Like, if they're written well, I am a sucker for romance, I am a sucker for plot twists, I am a sucker for just all the drama and the tea that you can pour onto me. Like, cram it as much as you want, but as long as it makes sense and it flows, I'll enjoy it. And that's what I learned when I was reading Jane Austen. Like, reading classics and even just books in general will give you insight about yourself. It'll tell you more about yourself, and it'll allow you to get insight into another person's head, into another person's perspective, which is really, really good. In conclusion, classic literature that is still around today is timeless and it will never go out of style, in my opinion at least.